So people are constantly asking me what the benefits of switching to wet dry filter are, and they keep on asking me like what my water parameters are, and I keep telling them that they're fine, but they want to see. So today I'm making this video to show you guys that a wet dry filter can really benefit your tank, and the biological filtration really helps out with the nitrites and nitrates and all that bad stuff. And overall, they're just better because you have more room for stuff. I mean, with a hang-on or canister filter, you have to put everything inside your tank, like your heater. If you want to add a UV sterilizer, you can hook it up to your return line from your water filter, or your from your canister filter and water filter. What am I talking about? Um, so you can hook it up to your return line from your canister filter, but that doesn't really always work because sometimes the pump inside your canister filter isn't powerful enough to pump all the water out of the canister filter and then pump it through a UV sterilizer and then back into your tank. So a lot of the times you see people that don't have wet dry filters, you see that they have all this extra stuff hanging on the side of their tank. They have hoses going everywhere. They have cables and electrical wires going everywhere. They have all this, junk everywhere, and it just looks so unattractive. Some people prefer to have everything separate like that and have everything all over the place, but for me, I like things to be, contained in one area. To me, it just looks cleaner, looks better. For me, though, my wet dry filter wasn't big enough to put my heater in, so as you can see, it's still in there, which it irritates me every day that I see it hanging on the back wall or suction cup to the back wall. I wish I wouldn't have to look at it. It just takes away from the realism of everything, of trying to create this nice underwater world. So every day I look at it and I wish I could put it inside my wet dry filter, but it's just not big enough. But I got some exciting news about that I'll talk to you about at the end of this video. So for everybody wondering about my water parameters, let's go ahead and do a water test today so you can see for yourself. So forgive me, my hair is quite a mess, but I don't really feel like getting dressed up for YouTube videos. I mean, I'm not like some, celebrity or something, so if my hair is messed up or I'm wearing a wrinkly shirt, I really don't care. These are just YouTube videos. I'm sure you guys don't care also. I mean, so the test strips we're going to be using today are just simple test strips you can buy at any pet store. Mine in particular are made by Tetra. They're called Easy Strips, and there's 6-in-1 aquarium test strips. So you can test for nitrates, chlorine, hardness, pH, nitrite, and alkalinity. So let's go ahead and take one out. And also, it's pretty cool because it has a little chart on the back, and it's for fresh and salt water also, but it has a little chart on the back and you can tell where your water parameters are. So let's go ahead and take one out. Okay, and let's go ahead and test the water now. Hold that in there for a couple seconds. Take it out. And now we wait. These test strips are actually really fast, and you can tell what your water parameters are fairly quickly. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the freshwater chart and see how everything measures up. So by looking at our chart, you can tell that things are in good shape here. If I can turn that around. Okay. Now the pH level is kind of hard, and that's because the water that we have over here in Southern California. The total alkalinity is it's pretty much in the ideal section. There is of course 0 chlorine, and the water is fairly soft. There are 0, I repeat, 0 nitrates. Awesome. And those are nitrites. The nitrates are in the safe range. As you can see, the pink coloration matches the safe range. So obviously, water quality does differ from aquarium to aquarium because people take care of their aquariums differently, and some people have different fish, and some people have different water quality where they live. So my test results from my aquarium will not be the same as yours, but in general, if you do have a good biological filter, like a wet dry filter with bio balls or some type of biomedia, you will notice that your nitrates and nitrites will be in the ideal section, or the safe section, as it says on this little chart here. Without a biological filter, you can have a lot of problems with nitrates and nitrites, and I personally have experienced that. I used to own those little Whisper power filters. In particular, I had the Whisper 60 on here, and it served its purpose for cleaning the water, good mechanical filtration, possibly some good chemical filtration with the carbon that was inside the filter bag, but it really did not take care of my nitrates and my nitrates because there were no biological filtration in there. Now, on the actual packets of those little cartridges that I would put in there, it did say that it has biological filtration, but personally to me, no, that's just a gimmick to get people to buy those. Biological filtration is when water is passing over a large surface area. That's why bio balls have lots of indentations in them so that bacteria can collect. Those filter pads do not have a lot of indentations in them, and if they're referring to bacteria collecting on that little plastic frame that's inside of it, yeah, that's not going to do a really good job. So if you really want biological filtration for your tank, I would suggest buying the filter that I reviewed actually in the first couple of videos that I made, the Fluval C4 or the Fluval C series in general, because it does have a little wet dry option, and that's only if you're still into the hang on power filter type filter. If you are into canister filters do have a lot of biological filtration options. Those are really good, but at the same time they're not as self-contained. You can't really put everything together. Like I said, your heater and stuff is still going to be inside your tank, and it's just not going to look as clean as it could be. If you do buy a wet dry filter, you're going to have tons of space. You're going to have space for a lot of bio balls. You're going to have everything will be open. It'll be much more easier to access, and not to mention they're just so much easier to take care of as far as changing, like what is that? For some reason, I don't know why, I keep hearing these strange sounds coming from the hills back by our apartment complex. Don't stop. That's really weird. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a couple videos that are featured on the front page of YouTube. Well, I don't think they're there anymore, but there's one video from Alberta, Canada, where people are hearing strange noises in the forest, and then there's another video from the Czech Republic and from Costa Rica and stuff. It's pretty crazy. And I'm hearing the same sounds over here, and they sound exactly the same. And it's creeping me out because I hear it late at night sometimes. So I don't know what it is, but it's pretty freaky. If you haven't seen those videos, I would suggest that you check them out because it's kind of crazy, and there's really no way to explain them. But anyways, like I was saying, a wet dry filter has a lot of advantages and a lot of space and a lot of good biological filtration options, and to me they're just the best filters out there, and they're way better than anything else like canisters or whatever. To me, that's just my opinion. Now for other people out there, they may think that canisters are the best or whatever, but like I said, it's just my opinion, and to me a wet dry filter has worked best for me. I've really had a lot of problems with all the other filters that I've owned. Like I've owned a canister and a power filter before I got my wet dry, and I have to say I was always irritated with it, having to clean it, and just the overall maintenance was just so much harder. And all my friends that had wet dry filters, it just seemed like they always had an easier time than me cleaning up and stuff like that. And when I first got mine, I instantly noticed the difference. It was actually quieter to begin with, and things were just so much easier. If I needed to change a filter pad, I didn't have to, take out some cartridge that was all sopping wet and take it apart and whatever. No, I would just simply lift up the lid, take it out, put the new one in, throw the other one in the trash. It was just so much more simpler, or simpler, is that a simpler, simply? It was just so much better, than any other filter that I've owned. And I'm really, really happy with it, and it's really satisfying my aquarium as well, and my aquarium fish. My aquarium is perfect. So They can be on the expensive side. That's the only downside. I mean, if you don't have the extra cash, you know, you obviously can't afford them because they can run easily up to $300. So, and if you have a big tank, you're going to be paying a lot of money for that filter. So, wet dry filters can be expensive, but there's a lot of advantages, and to me, they're better than any other filter on the market today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel. I, can't thank you guys enough for the people that have. It's just really been cool to talk to you guys and give you guys some helpful tips and make these videos. I love making these videos. Thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys about some exciting news in the next video that I'm going to make. I'm going to cut these videos up. So stay tuned for that video. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.